1977 was a great year for science fiction films. It gave us not only Star Wars, but Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Star Wars became a brand second only to Marvel in audience awareness. Almost 50 years on, Close Encounters is not as well known, which is a shame since it's a more transcendent experience. Both movies did something unusual for the time. America had just shed Watergate and the Vietnam War like a bad suit. Films of the early to mid 1970s reflected the dark times. Star Wars gave us a little guy prevailing over a soulless, mechanized future. Close Encounters flipped an entire genre, alien invasion movies, by injecting a healthy dose of communion and understanding. The light show at the end of director Steven Spielberg's first contact epic verges on the religious. But since Encounters was a one off and you can no longer buy it on a lunchbox, it's not on modern radars. That's a shame because it's every bit as affirming as Star Wars. It's positivity for adults. Its hopefulness isn't the only thing it shares with its more famous cousin. Both films have a history of iteration. Star Wars famously underwent near endless tinkering from its director George Lucas. The changes made were not only legion, they were often wildly unpopular. The evolution of Close Encounters is not as difficult to track, nor is it as fraught. The hopeful drama about alien visitors morphed into three distinct versions, all of which exist for the curious to discover, unlike Star Wars, which could only be had in a single Lucas-approved version. Here's an overview of the three faces of Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Encounters is the story of Roy Neary, a Midwestern Power Company employee played by Richard Dreyfuss. A crazy night of UFO flybys draws him into a world of obsession, family strife, and extraterrestrial visitation. The aliens implant in Neary an irresistible need to get to a special mountain in Wyoming. What Roy sees when he gets there is unlike anything in movies. It's a textbook example of payoff. Like Lucas, Spielberg wasn't completely happy with the first version of his film. He wanted to make tweaks. Tweaks, of course, cost money. Columbia Pictures was willing to foot the bill with one proviso. Spielberg had to give them something they could market. He had to show audiences the inside of the alien mothership. To get what he wanted, the director agreed to this devil's bargain. Most people agree the spaceship interiors are the weakest part of Close Encounters Mark II. They add nothing and probably detract. Some things are, after all, better left a mystery. The changes to the climax aside, the special edition delivers a tidier through line and changes to Roy Neary's obsessive behavior. In the theatrical cut, the protagonist builds a replica of the Wyoming mountain in his living room. The special edition swaps this for the character having a psychotic break in the bathroom of his family home. That scene is resonant and well acted, but anyone who saw version 1 probably missed the mountain in the living room. The third and final version of the movie plays like a Close Encounters greatest hits. The bathroom nervous breakdown and living room mountain are both present, while the mothership interiors are entirely gone. By the way, and this is a spoiler, Neary goes off with the aliens in all three iterations, abandoning his wife and 3 kids. This will become important in a moment. This video is a response to the Slash Film article linked in the description. Writer Christian Gainey uses her essay to set up a perhaps faulty premise. Steven Spielberg was young when he made Close Encounters. Like Orson Welles, he was a movie prodigy. Later in life, after he was a family man himself, he criticized Roy Neary's cosmic deadbeat dad. Spielberg said, "I know that Close Encounters, because I wrote the script, was about a man whose insatiable curiosity and a developing obsession and a kind of psychotic implantation drew him away from his family. With only looking back once, walked onto the mothership. Now that was before I had kids. That was 1977, so I wrote that blithely. Today I would never have the guy leaving his family and going on the mothership." Gainey builds her article around the idea that Spielberg made the special edition and the director's cut to atone for past sins. That case is a shaky one. The special edition came out just 3 years after the theatrical cut, when the filmmaker was still young and childless. Some of his regret may have seeped into the director's cut, but based on the existing material, the impact of his alter ego's selfishness can only be dampened so much. Neither Spielberg in his comments nor Gainey acknowledged the film's counterweight. Roy Neary's companion at the mountain is a single mother, there specifically to reunite with her alien abducted son. If Neary is running away from family, this woman is running toward it. Close Encounters, in all three of its forms, is what it is. It's a consistent vision made before the filmmaker was finished growing up as a person. It's okay that old Spielberg no longer agrees with young Spielberg. These things happen. Roy Neary is a fully realized character who, yes, is immature, but is also psychically compelled by forces he doesn't understand. Not every character needs to be likable as long as they're relatable. Neary is certainly that.